Hi guys, it's Carl here. So, not all estrangements are the same, and just because you don't get on with family, or just because behaviours have been quite damaging or destructive in the past, it doesn't mean that you don't love your family, and it doesn't mean that you want any harm to come to them. But ultimately, there's something fundamentally wrong with the relationship, and you have to create distance. In the case of a voluntary estrangement, anyway, you need to create some kind of space, safe space for you to control your own emotional reality and maybe reduce your own stress levels or get a bit of control over your life. But one struggle that I see with a lot of my clients is that the distance that they need to protect themselves is compromised by really high levels of empathy, and they're starting to emotionally connect with how other family members, estranged family members, may be experiencing life, maybe how they might be struggling with estrangement, maybe they're struggling with all the different challenges and problems that life throws at us. And couple that with just a really active imagination. So they're kind of imagining all these worst case scenarios that their family might be going through, but maybe they're not. But they don't know this because they're estranged. So there's no contact, there's no communication, and they're not sure what's happening. And it leaves people in a very uncertain place. They're kind of caught between two places. On one hand, they know they need to keep a safe distance because they don't feel safe in the relationship. But on the other side of them, wants to connect to make sure that family members are okay, or they're, even just for their own peace of mind, to know, okay, look, they're okay and they're not struggling as much as I thought they were, and I can go back to maintain some level of safety for myself. But because of that high level of empathy, and maybe a sense of shame for being that they're a bad person, so they're connecting with how somebody might be experiencing estrangement in a negative way, they might start to feel really bad about themselves, feel like, again, fundamentally there's something wrong with them. There isn't, they're just highly sensitive people. But the problem then is that they may decide to reconnect for the wrong reasons or at the wrong time to appease that sense of shame or guilt they might be feeling, or maybe it's about just to get some kind of peace of mind to know that family's doing okay, so I can pull back and get on with my life. The problem with that is that family may not respond positively to you reconnecting with them, and they may not share that empathetic connection with you. So they may just respond with the same negative behaviours that prompted you to create distance in the first place. And again, and often I see this with a lot of my clients, and the people who they're estranged from, their family members, they're not doing any work. They're not processing anything. They're exactly where you left them. And then people regret reconnecting because it wasn't the right time and it was done for all the wrong reasons. They're not doing it because the family have demonstrated some kind of change, or if there's the timing is right and maybe it is time to reconnect, enough time has passed. They're simply doing it to appease some negative emotions inside themselves. And I always encourage my clients to not to respond on that or respond to it. Now, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you, because there isn't. Empathy is such a valuable trait in any person. Unfortunately, it's probably not valued enough in society. We tend to value fame and celebrity and money and all these other characteristics, but not just our intrinsic desire to make sure somebody's okay and to protect them and to nurture them and make sure that they're feeling good about themselves. And empathy is a good skill, and it's a good trait to have in the right relationship. And when you are in the right relationship, you'll meet people who really value the fact that you have legitimate concern for people. Unfortunately, in unhealthy relationships and very destructive relationships, empathy can be used against you. It's like a weapon that people will use, and they manipulate you and tug at your heart, knowing that you're going to respond because you don't feel comfortable knowing that somebody else isn't doing well. Parts of the recovery process is, first of all, is placing a higher value on empathy and recognizing inside yourself that this is a good thing that you feel this way. Even though you don't feel good about yourself, the fact that you care so much to worry about other people and to want to protect them is something that's very admirable, and something that should be placed higher than maybe other characteristics or other traits that we have. But again, part of the healing process is also creating an emotional separation. So, the feelings that you have of shame or fear that something might happen to them, or the images that you might have of something happening to somebody, it's owning all of that and recognizing them as part of you. And they're an expression of the pain that you feel. They're an expression of the struggles and all the different challenges that you've faced in your life. And again, it's all bringing it home. Everything is about bringing it home. And the more we do it, the more we start to process and start to challenge that empathetic connection with other people. Is it appropriate to the situation? And sometimes it is appropriate, but it's mostly appropriate when it's shared, when others have the same empathetic connection for you. They care about you as much as you care about them, and you have to decide, is that the right scenario for you and your family? Do they care about you? Do they empathize with you, or are they still stuck in that same place? But as always, support is going to be critical, and the right type of support, and it has to be this kind of reaffirming support. So if you start to feel really bad, you're starting to imagine how others might be struggling with the estrangement or with life or whatever else it is. You need people in your life to challenge that, to really ground. Are they really struggling the way you think you are, or is this just simply you projecting your own reality? But then constantly reminding you that you're a good person, you've done nothing wrong, you deserve love, you deserve happiness, and you deserve to live your life and to protect yourself. And I think fundamentally that's how I view estrangement. And again, it's not always the case. I know estrangement is very complex. So if you're watching this video, you may be involuntarily estranged from somebody. It could be your children, it could be involuntarily estranged from a parent, a sibling, and I get that the choice is taken away from you. But in other scenarios where it is voluntary, often it's the decision to try and protect yourself, and it's important to validate that as well and understand that there's nothing wrong with being empathetic. It's just placing it in those appropriate setting against the most appropriate relationship. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I've just set up a Patreon page as well. If you want to support the channel, it'd be really appreciated, and I hope to be able to get more videos out now if I get a little bit more support coming in. And again, with the Patreon membership, you probably get a little bit more access to me as well, and I'll be able to respond to questions directly. And if I get a chance, I'll actually record bespoke videos answering questions directly to people who are joined or members of the group. So that's it, guys. As always, just reach out and shoot me any questions if you have anything, and I hope you're doing okay, and I'll talk to you all very soon. And that's it. Bye bye.